Well, thank you, Chamberlain. Yes, you just introduced him. He's here. He's a special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, and we heard him speak just before we started interviewing Mr. Omashe. You released a statement yesterday, and now you've heard Mr. Omashe's reaction to your statement. What do you have to say?
Well, the statement was clear, but the interpretation is a different thing entirely. That statement has two theses which are new. The third part of it, which is a tieback, unfortunately, is what is being interpreted and being bandied around. The first thesis in that statement is that Mr. President appreciates the prayers in mosques, in churches, everywhere. That's the first thesis in that statement. The second is that Mr. President is assuring that there is no cause for worry, no cause for alarm about his health. Now look at the final paragraph, which is the tieback, and the tense used there already shows it. It says, during his normal annual checkup, tests showed he needed a longer period of rest, necessitating the president staying longer than originally planned. What is the tense there? It's past perfect. This is talking of pre-February 6, when the president was to come. But everybody is taking it as if it is from yesterday. No, no. The message is, I appreciate the prayers, I appreciate the concerns, prayers in mosques and churches. 2, no cause for worry, no cause for alarm. That is the tieback that Mr. President needed to stay longer. And I'm amazed and surprised that it is the tieback that everybody is talking about.
You know, I don't want to quote Mr. Ruben Abati again, and in terms of, statements that come out from
I read him yesterday, and I remembered you. I said, Makwe
I don't want to quote him.
Ruben again today.
But the thing is this, you have released that statement. For a number of people, they felt that the statement is irrelevant, and that if you already released a statement, the president already wrote to the National Assembly saying that he will need a longer time to rest. Your statement, the third paragraph, as you rightly stated, seems to be the most important part, because what people are asking is, when is the president returning and how is Mr. President? Those are the two key questions, and this statement doesn't seem to address either of them. If there's anything, the only statement that seems to address one of the questions says that he needs more rest. More rest.
Needed.
He needed.
Mind the tense.
But he's still not back.
Yes, mind the tense. Mind the tense. Now, this, for me, is a matter of your perception and your predilection, how you interpret things. The classic example.
Are you talking about my perception?
No, generally. I'm talking generally, not you.
Exactly. So what perception were you hoping that Nigerians
then I need to finish what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. There's that classic example of a cup that is half filled. Somebody will see it as half empty. Another person will see it as half filled. It depends on how you perceive and your tendencies, your proclivity, and your predilection to things. Now, that statement, people who look at things from the positive side will say, oh, Mr. President appreciates our prayers. He has told us there's no cause for alarm. But people who would rather look at things from the worst case scenario will say, oh, he's asking for longer time, which is not. Look at the tense. Coming down, the tense is simple present. And then that last paragraph, it is past perfect.
I don't want to go into English studies this
morning. But it is the reality.
English language classes this morning. But the thing is this, there are two questions. How is Mr. President? What is wrong with Mr. President? When is Mr. President returning to the country? In fact, that's 3 questions.
Okay.
And this statement doesn't seem to address any of those questions.
Prior statements have addressed all those. You can't keep repeating every day. Prior statements.
Okay, let us
one after the other.
The first one.
Okay, which is?
Mr. President has gone for a medical checkup. and a vacation. Now it would seem that it's more of a medical, vacation than just a vacation.
So
what is the current health status of the president?
The current health status of the president is that it's not as terrible as people make it to seem. In his own communication, he says no cause for worry. That's his own communication.
That is no answer.
Unless you choose not to believe it.
Mr. Adesina, is it that the president says, well, I have malaria, I'm not feeling very well, I hope to be away for so and so. Well, so let us say that's the answer you've given to the very first question. Yeah. The second question, when is Mr. President, how long is he going to be away for?
He communicated a letter to the National Assembly. That letter is in the public domain. He said, I'll be away till my doctors rule out certain things.
Which is indefinite leave.
You can interpret it the way you want.
But that's what it means. I mean, there is no time frame to it. Mr. Mashaye just pointed that out when he said that modern medicine has gone beyond that. The doctors usually would give you a time frame.
No, we can all pontificate. I had some and I laughed.
But it is the truth.
Relative to what is being treated. That truth is relative. It's not an absolute truth.
Okay. So, well, people say we live in the days of alternative facts. So, when you say relative truth, that's another thing to point out. We do not know how long he's going to be away for. We do not know when he's going to be back.
Yes, we do not know, I admit. But when he is coming, he will communicate it to us. That's the truth.